What is good, YouTube? AJ Boogie. I'm back at it again, and I'm bringing you that Game 1 Brooklyn Nets Philadelphia 76ers. Hey! So we have the Brooklyn Nets taking a 1-0 lead over the 76ers. The Nets with 111 to the Sixers 102. D'Lo with 26 points, 10 to 25 from shooting. Ed Davis, who I'm going to be talking about, 12 points, 16 rebounds. Dinwiddie with 18, and Chris LeVert with a solid 23. And for the 76ers, Jimmy Butler with 36, Embiid for 22. 5 of 15 for Joel Embiid, 0 of 5 from the three-point line. And I want to give a lot of this win to the credit of Ed Davis. Ed Davis, like I said, 12 points, 16 boards, had a plus minus of 28. I said it, 28 as a bench player in 25 minutes. Let's shift over to the 76ers. I want to talk about Ben Simmons. I want to talk about how this guy is a liability in the playoffs. I want to talk about the Rookie of the Year in his second year. This guy fascinates me. He fascinates me in the fact of he's in his third year but can't get better. It makes no sense to me. He still does not have a jump shot. He has no shot at all. Doesn't even have a mid-range. Doesn't have a free throw. And we all know he doesn't have a three-pointer. Me, AJ Boogie, and Ben Simmons has something in common. We have both not made an NBA three-pointer. He's on the floor, and I have been in the stands. And we are tied for three-pointers made for a career. People who shoot those mid-court shots to win money, they have a better three-point percentage than Ben Simmons. Let that sink in. I just don't get it. Ben Simmons this year averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. What did he average last year? 15 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. He did not improve. He stalemated this year. Give yourself a pat on the back, Ben Simmons. You averaged 1 more point than last year. His 2-point field goal percentage is 56. His field goal percentage from last year, 54. He made a 1.8 improvement from last year from shooting. And I want to give credit to Brooklyn. I want to give credit to their coaching staff. They put a center on Ben Simmons and dared him to come to the basket. They begged him to shoot a jump shot. The Nets laid out the blueprint to beat the 76ers. Put a center on him. Had that center right in front of the basket and let him come right to you. In the fourth quarter, Ben Simmons had 2 costly turnovers with about 5 minutes remaining. All he can do is give you a hard, strong drive to the elbow, and then he's useless. He's going to pass it off. Had 2 turnovers. Jared Dudley, the least athletic guy in the NBA, picking off his passes. Makes no sense. And if Ben Simmons gets to the basket, just foul him. Just foul him. Do the hack of Simmons. Do the hack of Shaq on him. He was 1 of 5 from the free throw line. The guy finished with 9 points. Had only 3 assists. The dude can pass. The dude can penetrate. But if he's only giving you 3 assists, you know he doesn't have many points. He only had 9, I said. 9. A 6'10 point guard. Only giving you 9 points in a playoff game. Let's talk about the process. Let's talk about Ben Simmons. Let's talk about the process that wasn't working today. The process was out of order. 5 of 15 from the floor. 0 of 5 from the three-point line. Hey, we all know Ben Simmons can't shoot, and he knows it too. He doesn't shoot. Joel Embiid thinks he can shoot, but he can't shoot. Let Embiid shoot all he wants. If he wants to go behind the three-point line, let him. Let him shoot. Beg him to shoot. I'm tired of seeing this Joel Embiid commercial with Hulu. Hulu has live sports, and then they throw in the money. Hey, Joel, why don't you ask Hulu if they got a three-pointer? Because they probably got more than Ben Simmons. Face it, Simmons is useless. He's only good from block to block. He's a great passer, but anything further from the block, you can't use him. He's ineffective on offense. He's useless. He's about as useless as a Bugatti that tops out at 80. As a school without any kids. As a dead phone without a phone charger. He's useless. This is just an upset waiting to happen. The 76ers got the talent, but they got Ben Simmons holding them back. Brooklyn Nets, they got a nice little team. That Spencer Dinwiddie, he's a nice guard. Chris LeVert was huge this game. Good to see him back from injury and playing well. He's a grinder on offense and defense, and Brooklyn is hungry. People have been asking me who I'm going to pick for this series, and I'm not going to give a pick. I need to watch one more game. You might say that it's not fair, but life isn't fair. Look at the 76ers. They got a point guard who can't shoot. That's all the heat I got for today. Like, comment, subscribe to the Boogie Squad. AJ Boogie, and I'm out. Boom!